here from the Pinpoint Weather Team.
Today on Judge Karen, he says he was helping out a friend in need.
I let him move in, his girlfriend and their child.
But did he act like a friend indeed?
He actually came to me, he said he was down on his luck. He called me up at work one night and said he couldn't pay us at all and he's moving his stuff out.
They couldn't handle living with him anymore.
Then these former friends turned enemies.
I had 2 days to come get my stuff. Oh, he's getting ready to my dresser, my bed, my daughter's bedroom set. Yeah, he was making calls saying I want my effing money because there's going to be problems.
Well, it looks like you're about twice as big as him. I know you don't feel threatened by him.
Now, there's no telling what these former friends will tell.
He would smoke pot in his room.
You were smoking marijuana?
Yes.
And you have a 2-year-old? You're too old to be smoking marijuana. Grow up.
All judges are created equal, right?
I don't think so.
She's tough.
God protects babies and food. You're no baby.
She's fair.
You're both to blame. And you're both gonna pay.
She cares.
Stop looking for a man to validate who you are. Justice isn't always black and white.
Matthew Chase claims his former friend moved out of his apartment without any notice, so he's suing him for 1 month's rent, late fees, and unpaid bills. Thomas Conley says he doesn't owe Matthew because he made an agreement with a landlord to pay his portion of the rent. He's countersuing for personal belongings he claims the plaintiff threw out.
This is case number 089 in the matter of Chase versus Conley. All parties have been sworn in, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Chase.
Yes.
Mr. Chase, you're suing Mr. Conley for rent and late fees and cable bill in the amount of $912.37. And Mr. Conley, you have countersued Mr. Chase for $2,000 in personal belongings of yours that you say he destroyed. Is that right?
That he got rid of, yes.
Okay, and Mr. Chase, how do you know Mr. Conley?
We grew up together in the same neighborhood.
Oh, yeah? Were you friends growing up?
Yes, we were.
So did there come a point in time when you were living together?
Yes. He actually came to me, said he was down on his luck. And, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. There were certain agreements when he moved in with me.
Had he ever lived with you before?
No.
Were you working?
Yes.
And how about you, Mr. Conley? Did there come a point in time when you were down on your luck?
Yes, well, I wasn't working.
Were you working?
I wasn't working. My fiance was, and I was taking care of my daughter at the home.
How old is your daughter?
2.5 years old.
Okay, and when was the last time you worked?
Actually, last year. So,
last year?
Yeah, I was doing furniture moving.
So for a long time?
Pretty much the last 12 years I've been doing furniture
You're a furniture mover?
Yes.
Okay, so you fall down on your luck. You have your girlfriend, your 2-year-old, and yourself, and you approach Mr. Chase about moving in with him.
Well, actually, we had to find a job before we moved in.
So the agreement was that you couldn't move in until you had a job?
Well, at the time, yes. But we both...
No, I let him move in, his girlfriend and their child.
Without a job?
Right, exactly.
Nobody had a job?
But the agreement was that they looked for work, and I would take him and, take him around, look for a job out of my busy schedule, and he made no attempts.
Did he have a car?
No.
So, wait a second. So you agree to let your childhood friend and his girlfriend and their child move in, nobody's working but you.
Right.
And give him a place to stay and drive him around and help him look for a job?
Exactly. And I mostly did it for the child because she's young. I mean, I took him to various warehouse jobs, and he never called these numbers back. Nothing.
Did he take you around? Did he take you around to help you find a job?
Yes, he did.
How many times did you take him around?
A few times, but like I said, a busy schedule, and he never made any attempts after that.
How big is your place?
It's a small 3-bedroom place.
3 bedrooms,
Yeah.
2 baths?
1 bath.
1 bath,
Yeah.
and you gave them what, one of the bedrooms?
Yeah, actually 2. One for their daughter and one for him and her.
He gave you 2 bedrooms in his 3-bedroom house.
Yes, but we were paying most of the rent, so...
Okay, well, what were you paying in rent? Wait, what were you paying in rent?
It's $9.50 a month. We agreed when he moved in.
That what he was going to pay? What was he going to pay?
Half, but then we made a later agreement that would go 3 ways when he got a job.
Okay, but now it's going to be half. You pay half for your oneself, and he pays half for the 3 of them.
And the utilities, too.
Half.
Right, and she was carrying his end.
She was paying
his
for
girlfriend
him?
was carrying his end.
She was paying for him
While
and
he
her?
was still not looking for work. He was
Okay.
smoking in the house, made an agreement he wouldn't smoke in the house, and he would smoke pot in his room. And then And listen, and then
Wait.
he would have his.
Put your hand down.
I'm sorry. He would.
You were smoking marijuana?
Yes.
And you have a 2-year-old? How old are you? 33 years old, still smoking marijuana?
Yep.
You know, somebody told me this years ago, the last time in life you get to act childish and get away with it is age 25. Okay, you're 8 years over that. And you're still smoking marijuana? Now, it just seems to me that, I got a girlfriend and a brand new baby. I don't have anywhere to live. We are sharing a room in somebody else's place. I don't have a job. And I'm laying around in somebody else's house with a 2-year-old in the next room, or maybe right there in the crib, who knows, smoking marijuana.
No, she wasn't in the room.
I beg to differ.
That's all he heard. Wait, excuse me. That's all he heard. Oh, no, she wasn't in the room. You're too old to be smoking marijuana. Grow up. So he's smoking marijuana, and then what else is he doing?
He had the door closed, right? And I would smell marijuana and cigarettes in this room. It was so bad. I mean, you open the door, it all comes out into the apartment. And he would have his daughter sleep in there with him when she would get up.
I believe
So, and I got to say, that's not beneficial to the child.
Or your environment, because you could have all gone to jail.
I don't smoke that. Yeah,
you
exactly.
could have all gone to jail. Somebody would have smelled that marijuana, called the police, and next thing you know, you're all carted out in jail because you're all in possession of the same place.
That's why I told him I didn't want that in my apartment.
And then you would have been explaining it to the judge later on. Oh, I wasn't living there. I just rented it out to him. So he wasn't looking for a job. He's smoking marijuana. What month are you suing him for?
April.
When did he move out in April?
The 22nd, because I never forced him to move out. And he calls me up at work one night and say he couldn't pay us at all, and he's moving his stuff out.
Did you pay anything for the month of April?
No, I talked to the landlord, and I settled it with her. I says, we're moving out, because I couldn't handle living with him anymore. And she had no problems about us paying her later. I talked to her myself.
Okay, you know where we are now. Did you pay the landlord?
No.
Okay, so basically you haven't paid for April.
Right.
You sued him for the rent and the late fees for the rent, and you sued him for the cable bill. Were you responsible for half of the cable bill?
Yes.
Did you pay that?
No.
So you admit you owe this money.
The money, yes, for the cable, but not for the rent.
But you stayed there until the 22nd of April.
But I owe the landlord the rent money, not him.
Wait, I don't care if it's the man in the
landlord.
You were living in... Stop interrupting me. You didn't make an agreement with the landlord to move in there. You made an agreement with your best friend from childhood. When are you planning on paying? When are you going to pay? I guess I'll wait until Christmas comes around. Maybe I'll go ahead and pay that little April bill that I owe. The man has to live there.
When Judge Karen returns.
Did he call you and tell you need to come get your stuff?
He called me once to come get my stuff. I had 2 days to come get my stuff.
Okay, wait.
That's not true.
Excuse me, y'all want to talk to each other?
Okay.
I should put a note on the door out there. If you want to talk to each other, stay out in the hallway.
Okay.
You said you got there and you saw your stuff on the porch.
Right.
Okay, why didn't you move it there?
Because I didn't have a truck at that time.
You're a furniture mover.